Hello everybody and welcome back to Sekien no Inganock. Continue, shall we? Beginning chapter 5. The rain pours down. It doesn't matter how much of it falls, the sky is the same as always. A dark sky. Only the sky was the same as 10 years ago. Yes, only the sky. Everything else was twisted 10 years ago. Almost everything in this city had changed into something fantastical. The multi-tiered steam engine city Inganock. The edge of the world. The rain poured down, all the way down into the city's base, the lowest tier. The gray sky that would never change. That alone made it noble. This is the city of Inganock. The only fantastic city that none spoke of. The despair 10 years ago. Everything warped during the revival. Everything was destroyed among numerous groans and tears. Only the sky of eternal gray clouds. I've seen it all of the world and its broken people. The rain pouring down silently. It passed through countless tiers, flowing into sewers. A great quantity of rain poured down to the lowest tier, like a waterfall. The rain kept flowing, like all the tears people had shed these past 10 years, unceasing, seeping below the ground. At the end of those countless seeping drops, just where did they lead? Far, far below ground, below the enormous city of Inganock, constructed atop an expansive lake filled with artificial soil. The infinite darkness that no one in the city dared to approach. There were many reasons for that, such as the monster nests and groups of ferocious ogres hidden within, and the violent dragon that slept there. Yes, the fairy tale dragon. In this day and age, which the Sekiens would call the 20th century, this city was afraid of a fairy tale dragon. It was quite strange. Were those the words of madmen? No, they weren't. That was Inganock, a fantastic city revived with various illusions. It wasn't strange at all for a man-eating dragon to be there. The city's underground, the infinite darkness that no one dared to approach. However, there was one who didn't fear the darkness. One man. His name was Randolph. The insane Randolph, the man who, within the darkness, held up a shining lantern powered by a small steam engine. Within the darkness, feared by all, it is said that Randolph continued to dig indifferently, every day, every day, every day. He always said tonight, whether it was morning or midday or night. There certainly was no morning or midday there, since the sky was always covered in gray. However, there was a curtain of darkness that fell at night. Even after the city's countless streetlights came on, one could easily tell it was night. But it couldn't be helped. This man, Randolph, was insane. He shut his eyes away from many words, as if they were darkness itself. However, only his head was insane. He'd always said it was night, and he whispered incomprehensible things for years. But it was only his head. Everything else was fine. His face, his eyes, and his nose, as well as his hands. For Inganock, they were fine. He did have one of the many beastly forms of fantastic mutants, but that was perfectly normal. Randolph certainly was insane, but that was only his head. On the outside, he was an excellent Tanuki man. 10 years ago, he might have been considered a monster. He called out into the darkness, to the same people he'd conversed with before, namely to the empty darkness itself. No one was there, and yet Randolph spoke. You mustn't. You mustn't. Oji-san, the water will dry up. Was that a definite voice? Or was it just an illusionary voice that only he could hear? Please cheer the water up. Please, Oji-san. Please. You mustn't. You mustn't. The tears will overflow, Oji-san. Please stop the tears. I'm begging you. It's not me either. The water is crying. Man shook the dirt off his shoulders, dirt produced by countless engines, and blackened by the infinite smog it absorbed. A child covered by a hood. That girl's hair looks horribly wet, but it's just her hair, not a drop anywhere else. She walked with a gentle pitter-patter. She looked up at the town with a strange expression. She tilted her head far to one side. Why? Her black eyes asked, although there was nobody there to ask. She was standing in the lower tiers of the city, in the infinitely crowded street which knew new night. Not on the lively and crowded main road, but in a quieter place. Respectable children wouldn't walk around the lower tier back alleys. As if there's such a thing as a respectable child in the lower tiers. Anyway, that girl was there, covered by her black hood. All by herself, she walked with a pitter-patter and stood straight up. Answered the voice. She answered the shadow in the alleyway, where the voice was coming from. She answered with a delicate, shivering voice, like that of a small bird or a kitten. The shadow of the alleyway wondered if her throat was mutated.
さてどこの子かな。はてさて何をお探しかな。おやおや、面白い子だ。それもわからないのかな。なるほど、それは時に大前さ。自分の名もわからぬか。いや、構わないよ。そういう輩もここではそう珍しくはないのだからね。名もわからぬが何かを探しているのは確かと見える。そんな顔をしなくともいいよ、幼子。わしが案内しよう。このインガノックをな。
インガノック？
おやおや、この名すらも知らぬか。はてさて、無限なる霧にて外界とは隔絶せし都市に異邦人もあるまいからに。お、ではそうだ。さては相当の仮想区域、魔境の都市層にて生まれた幼子と見える。いや、構うまいが。おいで、わしはこれでも顔が広い方でね。
The young girl asked about everything she saw. The old Iru, the fantastic mutant Isek, held out one of his particularly large and fleshy hands. Hard flesh that looked soft. The young girl grasped that hand tightly, not letting go, in place of saying thank you.
では出発しよう。さあ、お前さんのうせ者探しだ。
The city's lower tiers, the third commercial ward, also known as the infinitely crowded street. As usual, the place was filled with people that had once been called humans. Infinite masses of inhuman figures came and went. This would have been a strange scene 10 years ago, but now it was the city's standard appearance. A man with the face of a cricket, a woman with the wings and talons of an owl, a youngster who looked like a mouse, and people who hid their forms underneath cloaks. This was normal. Teacher Iru's form blended in naturally.
本日もご機嫌麗しゅうございます。どうか尊きエンジンの恵みあらんことを。
わしはエンジンとは関わりなき身だよ。けれど君と君の家族と友人たちには生活を支える動力たるエンジンだの。毎日健やかに不調なく動くようにとね。
ありがたくお言葉でございます。老子は今日も老子でいらっしゃいますね。
年老いた猫のざれ言だ。何事もほどほどがよい。
Humans with their whole bodies hidden beneath cloaks and oxygen masks. They thanked him reverently before leaving. What's going on? The young girl tilted her head in curiosity. Was it that hard to breathe here? The oxygen masks they were wearing were certainly designed to make it easier. It wouldn't be unusual for an engine-type mining site, atop an iron ore vein. She certainly heard about that before. But who told her about that? The young girl tilted her head. What was it?
異業化の少ない人々はああして吸い込まぬようにしておるのよ、空気を。気休めだがね。まあ気休めは重要だ。かの41の会の一つたる幼樹のための異業化も空気を媒介して発生するとな。この10年での流行だ。少しでも気休めになればそれでよい。そうか、わかったか。 賢い子だね。
うん。
正直な子だ。賢い子も正直な子もどちらも良い子だ。
良い子、良い子。だが、老子様、ご機嫌うるわしゅう、しゅう。これは何？とても可愛いものが動いてる。
エンジン精霊だな。そう珍しくもないが、10年前からよく見かける。エンジン工場から生まれ出た幻想生物なのだが。
えへへ、ありがとうございます。老子様と黒絹のあなた。
Of iron, the engine spirit bowed in thanks, just like the people from before. It was so cute it seemed like a joke. The young girl naturally laughed. As she chuckled, the small animal made a sound. This time it might have been something like fish blowing bubbles on the surface's water. Small, delicate. It's laughing.
気に入ったようだね。よし、では道連れとすることにしようか。
お力になります。お力になります。
And then, the small black shadow walks, squish, squish. The large black shadow walks, pitter, patter. The small kettle shadow walks, clink, clunk. One animal, one human, and one machine. It would have been a mysterious group, were this not the fantastic city. They wouldn't attract any attention in this city. People thanked the old teacher Iru from time to time, but that was all.
あら、珍しいこと。イル老師？あら、これは。こんなおしろいとアヘンの匂いの満ちた場所までご足労だなんて。珍しいこともあるものね。その子は何？仮想魔窟から拾い上げてきた奴隷の子？それとも何？もしかして落ち子？
さてどうだろう。今日も美しいよ、アリサ・グレッグ。
あらあら、これはご丁寧に。どうかしら一服。うちの靴なら上物ぞろい。お望みとあらば煙の夢と女の夢をどうぞ。失礼。アヘン靴。あらあら、ご存じない？お嬢ちゃんかおばちゃんかわからないけど一服やっていくかしら。アムネロール以外は取り揃えてるの。どう？正教人の言う天国にだって行けるわ。奥の部屋の女の子になるのも私は一向に構わないのだけれ
ど。アリサ・グレッグは今日もたくましい。わしは安心したよ。その目を見てね。いや、冗談がうまくなった。
ここいらには本気の連中も多いですからね。何せここは無限不夜城、仮想無限雑踏街。お気をつけて、老子、黒絹の子、あなたもね。それにお供のあんたもね。
あいあい、不習。命令受託いたしました。注意します。
いい子だ。それじゃあ老子、ごきげんよう。また今度。
金はないのでまたここで話そうか。明日も生きていてくれよ、レディ。
あなたもね、素敵な老子。
A suspicious but comforting and pretty snake lady. Her snake belly made decidedly upbeat sounds. That person seemed nice, but... The young girl felt like she shouldn't walk around alone. Not just here, but anywhere in the city. She saw unpleasant men with reptilian faces, and badly behaving men with oxygen masks. There seemed to be a lot of people like that. People who didn't thank the old teacher. Good thing there were 2 of them. No, 3 of them. The small black shadow walks, squish, squish. The large black shadow walks, pitter, patter. And the small kettle's shadow walks, clink, clunk.
ほら、猫のおじいちゃんだ。あれね、エンジン精霊と女の子。誰？もうルポ、ちゃんと老子様ってお呼びするの。ごきげんよう、老子様。
Voices from the depths of the back alley. 3 small shadows popped their heads out. 3 of them, gaping, "Hi, who, and me." 1 child for each member of the girls' group. 2 children that looked human, and 1 that looked like a snake.
老子のおじいちゃま、こんにちは。今日はお散歩ですか？お散歩、ポルンたちのお散歩。こんにちは。こんにちは。こんにちは。こんにちは。
The energetic boy and girl, a withdrawn girl, the 3 frolicked around happily, running around and round the old teacher Iru. Very cute in a way, the young girl giggled like a cricket. Pretty, the girl said. Strange, the boy said. Yes, the snake girl agreed. Okay, so that middle one is the one who's like always, okay. God damn, since they're always appearing in like 3s, and like, I've never been able to match up who's what. I still can't match up like which like name goes to who, but now that I know like what they talk like, I can sort of assume that now. Okay, cool. Jesus Christ. I'm so curious. The young girl's eyes paused as she tilted her head again. What was wrong with her arms and legs? They were the color of dull iron. They were hard as if made out of iron.
何？これ気になる？森本のおっちゃんがつけてくれたんだ。銀先生がお金くれたの。こら、ルポ、おっちゃんじゃないでしょ？おじいちゃま。エンジンアーム見るの珍しい？
So, Parul is the human girl, Lupo is the human-looking boy, and then Lupo and I forget who the other one's name was.
病気って
Poland.
変にすごくしちゃうからギー先生がくれたの。あなたは手足大丈夫なの？すごい、そんな子初めて見たかも。ごめんね。なんで謝るの？すごいんだよ。机の角っこにぶつけても全然痛くないんだ。平気なんだもん。そうです。鉄の体は丈夫です。でも雨には注意です。分かってるよーだ。ギー先生みたいなこと言う精霊だ。
そうだね、精霊先生だ。ちゃんと言うことを聞くのだよ。君たちのいる工場は近かったかな。あまり遠くまで行かないこと。知らない場所へ行ってはいけない。
はーい。
The young girl was a little surprised. There were many nice people, but this huge castle was filled with unpleasant things. No, bigger than a castle, this gloomy castle-like city. Those kids had no trouble walking, even with those steel arms and legs she'd never seen. Teacher Iru had mentioned yokai, a fantastic something, earlier. She was sure something like that had eaten away at those children's limbs. But she was also sure that such things were normal here. The young girl sighed many times over. The small black shadow walks, squish, squish. The large black shadow walks, pitter, patter. The small kettle's shadow walks, clink, clink.
おやおやおや
Oh god, these two.
おやおやおや
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
そこ行く猫人、お泊まりなさいな。
Oh god. I just realized. The young girl was surprised again. After all, she'd just been told there was an old turtle here. Instead, there were two cute little lamb girls. They looked a little older than the kids from before, but their faces seemed to say they owned the place. Their bouncing ears were adorable. Their sparkling eyes flickered and sparkled.
あらら、あらら、あのご立派な老子様もとうとう悪い道に。あららあらら、老子がこれ以上の地獄になっちゃうかしら。老子が子供をさらうようになっちゃえば、無登録のクラッキング毒は巡回をやめちゃって死んじゃう人たちポコポコポコ。エンジン精霊までそんな悪事を覚えちゃえば、居住区にいてもモンスターやクリッターで死んじゃう人たちポコポコポコ。
God damn, I love these two.
見ちゃった見ちゃった見ちゃった見ちゃった。あれあれれ、ちょっとどうしたの、しょんぼりした顔して。これじゃあ私たちがいじめたみたい。もうやめてよアグネスってば、本当に人をからかうのが好きなんだから。一抜けたするの好きよねフランシスカ。もうお姉さんは感心しませんことよ。お姉さんはあっちしの方だわ。お姉さんはあっちしの方だわ。どっちもどっちです。ふしゅふしゅ。
これこれ、喧嘩も悪態も良くないことだよ。いけないな、二人とも。この子が怖がってしまう。悪いことはお前さんたちがせずとも十分他の連中がやっている。これ以上増えたら都市が崩れてしまうにゃ。
はーい。
さて困った。スタニスワフの亀爺にこの子のことで相談があったのだがね。
老子様の情報をお求め。それなら雑踏街一の情報屋のあちしたちにご用命をどうぞのことよ。ねえ、一体どんな情報をお求め。また迷子かしら。キーヤみたいな難度 WA の迷子ちゃん。腕が鳴るわよアグネス。
さてはて、お前さんたちその調子ではさほど情報も揃えてなかろう。耳がキュッとしているよ。
Incidentally, they have pendants around their necks with A and F on them. That's for their names. I just figured that out. I'm so proud of myself.
何もありませんの。どうしたの。何かあったの。そんな顔してる。何にもありませんの。
いつもは朗らかな子らなのだが、今日はいかにもトゲトゲしい。
そんなことないもの。あちしたちはいつも通りですことよ。お客さんじゃないなら帰った帰った。そういうことそういうこと。あちたちはいつも通りですことよ。お客さんじゃないなら帰った帰った。バイバイ。
The two cute pink lambs. They were spinning and smiling so happily, and yet they callously mentioned that this place was hell. She didn't want them to say that. The young girl sighed once more. But this place could very well be hell. She didn't know anything. She was meeting nice people. But wasn't that only because of the old cat? The young girl grabbed onto Teacher Iru's coat sleeve. The smell of a foreign country. She was sure it was Sekien. The small black shadow walked. Squish. Yeah, okay. Tired of reading that.
これはモノレールという、ある種の機関車のようなものだというが、わしも詳しいことは知らないのだよ。このインガノックはとても大きい。10階建ての高層建築を何倍も何倍も何十倍にもしたような 積層とした。その名の通り、いくつもの層、プレートで構成されているわけだ。ああ、わからなくても無理はない。よほど深いところにいたのだろうから。総移動には階段をのしのし登るのもわしは好きなのだがね。
モノレールで移動するんですね。どこへ行くんですか？一層上ですか？
そうだね。いっそ一番上まで登ってみるかい。
ガガピー！いけません、いけません。上層には上層貴族様と上層兵以外は立ち入り禁止。パーソナルエンジンカード剥奪の上に死刑死刑死刑。
上層というのはほらあそこ、この都市のてっぺんにあるお城だよ。
小さい。
ああ、小さく見えるがね、実際は相当に大きい縮尺の問題だ。
そうなの。
あそこには入れないから、そのすぐ下、螺旋状の階段があるだろう。大きな階段の総プレートが上層階段公園と呼ばれているものだ。あそこへ行こうか。
あそこで探し物の探し物ですか？ふしゅ
何、何もかも初めてのようだからね。せっかくなら綺麗なものを見るといい。何かね。
いいえ、いいえ。さすが老子、泰然としてらっしゃるです。ガガ。
Then the talking engine spirit toppled over. Now that the monorail's doors were open, people were getting off the engine vehicle. So many. She was surprised that so many people could fit inside. So many people had been tightly packed together. Why, if it isn't Teacher Sama. Please, you first. Didn't he save a child with the phenomenon equation? I heard he helped the Grand Prince once. In any event, he's one to be thankful for. It's such a waste for someone like him to be in a place like this. The compressed people opened their mouths one after the other, talking about the old teacher Iru. She was surprised.
はや。
すごいいる。
やれやれ、何すごかろうかね。
And yet his beard was moving, twitching enjoyably. The young girl felt a little happier. The old cat was so good at looking after people, and everyone spoke so happily to him. It made her feel comfortable. This is good, though I'm still a little bit scared. She was scared, but there were still people in the city. I walk outside through the open iron door. The rain stopped. What's filling my vision now is neither gray nor black. The sky was still gray, of course, but in her vision there was so much greenery. The young girl gasped, despite herself. Amazing. No stagnant air. Yes, the air up until now had been stagnant, although even the young girl herself had grown used to it. This place was different. There was a lot of vegetation and a lot of green trees. Plants were growing lusciously, singing and praising the praises of life.
すごい。こんなにたくさんの。すごい。
すごいことなど一つもないよ。それでは早速釣りとしようか。
ふしゅ。
A herd of green things wiggled at his feet. They were like caterpillars, but like dogs as well. Old teacher Iru petted one, and then he cast his fishing pole, throwing the bob far into the lake.
何が釣れるか楽しみだ。なんだろう。誰が釣れるか楽しみだ。二人ともこっちへ来なさい。釣れる。釣れてしまうぞ。
もう釣れてる。ふしゅー。
It's an evil looking fish.
なんと。これは見事な鬼おこぜが釣れたものだ。これは見事に丸々太ってうまそうだ。この魚を見るのは初めてかな。8年前に発見された顔の怖い魚だがね。しかし煮付けにすれば淡白で良い味わい。よくもしゃべりおる。かわいい鬼おこぜよ。これを怒っておる怒っておる。さすがだ。では話してあげよう。さらばだ。リリース。
リリース。
残念。逃げられてしまったようじゃ。今度はちゃんと釣らねばね。おやおや、嬉しそうだね。どうしたかな。お前さんは鬼おこぜの味方だったかな。それは悪いことをした。
ウェルは水と親しむのね。
そうさ。生き物だからね。水と親しむと。
This place is called Third Park. It's one of the upper tier staircase parks. Iru continued with a smile. He pointed to the lower tiers spread out below them, and his eyes wavered proudly. Old teacher Iru cleared his throat. She wondered where he'd hidden his fishing pole, as he raised his arms up high as if imitating someone. No! No! What?
素晴らしきかな。盲目の生贄は死せず、未だ都市にある。ここは都市。歪んでしまった都市、因果のくなる。お前さんはきっと知るまい。どこからか来たかわからぬ子よ。ここは都市。ここは孤独都市。無限切りに阻まれて、かつて100万の人を養せしも、10年前に幾万幾十万が死せる地なる。人々は変異し、幻想の生物たちは現出し、強大なるクリッターどもが恐怖をまいて、人はそれでも生きねばならぬ。人はそれでも涙を絶えねばと。10年前に置き去りし、忘れたものを求め、正常なる上層貴族たちの優雅さを夢見て、けれどもお嬢さん、忘れてはならない。すべての幻想がよみがえりしこの年なれども、たった一つのおとぎ話、鋼鉄の人に美しきものをもたらすもの、41のクリッターと対をなす41の鋼鉄人形、忘れてはならぬ。何故に41の鋼鉄人形があるのかを。ここは因果の涙と血とが紡ぎ出した最後の城。世界の果て、道家の偉業都市。
Ah. There's no clown at the edge of my vision. He'd always tried not to look at it. For some reason, the clown made him recall the past. Memories of the past. He couldn't remember them very well, since they were all broken up into little pieces. The dancing black clown. He wiped it away, but for some reason, he remembered both it and the memories that came with it. And that was, yes, 10 years ago. His memories were now tender fragments, countless memories draped in red and black hues. Memory, a deep moan full of screams and despair. Memory, he'd been haughty, thinking that his hand could save them. He'd been so sure that holding it out could save someone. Memory, lives slipping through his fingers, one by one. Memory, the time when everything in the city began to crumble.
どうして崩れ始めたあの時、確かに唇はそう動いた。答えはない。答えはない。言葉は聞こえなかった。きっとあの時、世界と一緒に僕は壊れてしまったのだ。うめき声の中を騒いでた。あまたの誰かの涙を無限に見つめながら、彼は深い霧の中をうまく悪い夢の中でなだえるように。気づけばもう10年が過ぎていた。この異形都市が生まれた。都市という世界が壊れてから10年。
記憶、それは今ですか？
見ろよ、リー。ほら、綺麗な炎だ。こんなに燃えて綺麗に。10年前と同じじゃないか。そうだ、同じ。そう、同じなんだ。同じ。なあ、ギー。方法はもっと簡単だったんだよ。
記憶。
10年前、人々と大公爵の夢を打ち砕くかの復活がこの都市に権限した。悪夢のような無限に肉体の変に年を招く奇妙な欲望。巨大湖の上にあったことも災いして我らの都市は世界から完全に孤立した。そして41体の俺たちがクリッターがインガノックに現れた。分かっているのだろう、ギエ。お前は俺たちの仲間だ。そうだろう。ある一点においてのみ人は平等で、その一点で俺たちとお前はつながっている。深く深くだ。
ああ、そうだな。
もう人間は終わりだ。だから
記憶。
He opened his eyes. Light was already pouring into his room. It was morning. He thought he could feel the lingering scent of insanity. Guy shook his head to wipe away his visual information. He had seen that illusion once again. The clown dancing at the edge of his vision. Guy sneered insanity. The room was certainly filled with signs of mourning. The warped birds twittering shook his consciousness. Influenced by the equation, his right eye could see light on the other side of the internal gray mist. As always, the dulled sunlight came through the curtains. His brain mutations must have been progressing. He could hardly use his equation's right eye at all recently, but it lingered in his right eye for almost 7 hours. His right eye grasped and recognized objects, looking at things in the room other than the curtains and bed. Familiar things. The apartment he couldn't quite call comfortable. The engine-type air conditioning was the pride of his room. The clown illusion, which shouldn't exist. When it appeared in his dream, his useless eye didn't react to that right eye of the rose. Even so, his eyes took in the black cat sleeping beside him. Damn. The black cat lay on the bed right next to him. This was also a familiar scene. He never noticed her crawling in, but he always noticed after he woke up. And he was always briefly stressed by the possibility of a murderous intruder. He'd gotten quite used to this over the last 10 years. However, I rarely see the black cat fall fast asleep. The black cat liked to gaze at his sleeping face with a playful smile. He was aware of that. He could easily imagine how she'd respond if he asked that aloud.
コーヒー飲むだけで食事済ませてろくに睡眠も取らないような男にそんなこと言われる筋合いはないさ。文句あるなら何か食べて。死ぬよ、ギー。
I've heard those words so many times, though it's been a while since I last heard them. Atty, the black cat, the fantastic mutant pucelle woman. A runner whose main hunting ground was the city skyscraper. The crack engine implanted in her body made her one of the fastest warriors out there. Runner's work took place amidst a hail of blades, blood, and bullets. She wouldn't have lived through the last 10 years were she any slower. She must have done a number of jobs last night. He could see several abrasions covering her skin. Light skin, scars on her exposed shoulders. Several deep, faint scars remained, carved into her over the past 10 years. He could see them. The largest one was, yes, from that time she protected Guy, a mark from when a Barghest monster had bitten her. In this city, lives weren't worth much. Even she didn't earn that much rushing through battlefields. That was from before Guy's brain mutated. However, now that he had the phenomenon equation, he could easily remove tonight's wounds. Guy began to extend his hand, and hesitated. Could he avoid waking her? She rarely talked in her sleep, and what she was talking about was far removed from her current self. Bills. He shrugged despite himself. He imagined a female calculator in an engine factory. That line of work would never have suited Atty. Was she dreaming of her past? He was a little interested. I held out my hand towards Atty's captivating hair. I held my hand over her head. I accurately grasped the location of her brain. Activate cranial organs. Begin substitution healing via phenomenon equation. That which caused impossible phenomenon. The phenomenon equation. A powerful light in original piece of city technology developed by the Grand Prince. It harnessed physics to produce phenomenon. Though unable to comprehend her dreams or mental constructs, the equation's light substituted her nerves. returning them to their normal state. Substitution of matter, part of the basic theory of the phenomenon equation. Something shone brightly. Something reacted to the cracking light he emitted. Guy refused to see what poured out. He averted his eyes to the window. Pouring drops. Are they truly tears? I opened the door silently. That girl must have oiled the hinges. Normally this thing creaked whenever she opened it. Atty didn't seem to be awake. She must have been in a rather deep sleep. Rare things certainly are piling up. It was still only 6 a.m. Too early for that girl, but that smell was already floating into his nostrils. Sounds. The scent of food. The sound of cooking synthetic bacon and rationed cooking oil, and its smell. His body probably lost its appetite in exchange for mastering the phenomenon equation, so he wasn't sure what to think of it. 10 years ago, he might have had an opinion. It was splendid. She was handling the cheap skillet well. He was often surprised by that girl. When he sat down on the sofa, the girl showed up. She was holding plates in one hand while skillfully undoing her apron with the other. She looked like a Sekien doll. Guy squinted despite himself. For some reason, he thought of the sunlight behind the clouds. She was wearing her indoor clothes. She must have been quite skilled to keep that oil off of them. Kia. A mysterious pink-eyed girl. He didn't say he would eat. Guy never said he'd do something he couldn't. Aside from coffee, he'd have a little bit of fried egg. That was the compromise he'd eked out of her. Only sunbeams. It hasn't changed. The sky remains the same shade of gray all day. She says with a smile. She laid eyes on her faint smile. Guy shrugged his shoulders, admitting defeat. He wouldn't coerce anyone, ever. That was a rule Guy had decided on 10 years ago. She could call him whatever she wanted. She's showing me a smile. I can't beat her with words. How many days had it been since that girl came here? He thought he'd gotten quite used to it, but at a core level, he really hadn't. And besides, Guy didn't want to get used to it. He remembered the shadow in the city skyscraper storage building. There was supposed to be another here, that steel girl. She was a human, and she should have been in one of the apartment's second-floor rooms, the guest room that Kia slept in. She wasn't here. He couldn't feel that frozen gaze of hers.
ルアハは起きないのかい？昨日も確か起きてこなかったが。
ええ、今日も起きないみたい。明日には起きるって言ってくれたの。
そうか。
Although his room's steam energy consumption has increased, he didn't mind, as long as there was no problem. Kia had already set the table. They sat next to each other. Ah, so that's it.
では、いただきます。
はい、よろしい。いただきます。
During breakfast, all I can hear is the birds twittering. Breakfast was always quiet, even before the girl came here, and even now. Kia was good at handling a knife and fork. He looked at Kia holding her cup with both hands. She appeared to have already finished eating the bacon and eggs. The breakfast had disappeared first. She must have liked it. Bread. She seemed to enjoy soft bread. 10 years ago, hard bread was the norm, but now Sekien recipes made soft more common. At first, she'd been surprised by its softness. She really was a mysterious girl. Where in the world was she raised? Her bearing, behavior, wardrobe, and the sheer quantity of clothes she owned. She must have been from a high tier, but in terms of citizen classes, she'd be at least 6th. Since people could fluctuate between tiers in this city, she could have been higher. And yet, she was moved simply by soft bread. Truly a mysterious girl. Even the old man Stanislaw, who proclaimed himself Crowded Street's fixer, had failed to gather any information on her, and therefore, there was no way of learning who Kia was unless she talked about it herself.
慌てずに飲みなさい。僕の分のパンも食べるかい？
はい。あ、いいのよ。別にそういうのじゃないのだから。
卵、美味しかったよ。
そう？よかった。あ、ちゃんと食べてる。ベーコンは？
食欲がね。
お夕飯は野菜たくさんにするので、その時はちゃんと食べてくださいね。
全処するよ。
He wasn't lying. Guy began to look away from Kia when he suddenly thought of it. He had some free time left before his planned trip. It'd be nice to spend the morning talking for once.
Kia.
はい、何？
少し話をしようか。ベーコンを食べなかったお詫びに。
お話は好き。何のお話？ハイカブリ姫？白雪姫？盛況のおとぎ話じゃなくても。
ああ。
He'd heard some nostalgic names, fairy tales long lost in the city. Nowadays, such things actually existed in the city. Humans and dwarves who used something resembling magic, as well as yoki fruit, which tempted humans into eternal sleep. Only the happy endings didn't exist. That was why people abandoned all fairy tales. They believed that this city didn't need them. They thought that telling them would only summon frightening things, since all sorts of illusions materialized here.
そうだな。10年前のおとぎ話をしよう。昔はたくさんおとぎ話があった。知っているみたいだけど。
今は違うの？
今はもうおとぎ話は一つしかない。水の話だ。
A tale of water. A fairy tale about a water princess. It was said that she lived in a far-off country, a beautiful princess of the water. She was trapped by an evil sorcerer and locked up in a tower. Locked up in there for a long, long time. The princess was sad and cried. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. She spent the entire time in tears. And then, after a while, the princess's prison became full of tears. The princess nearly drowned in her own tears. However, someone saved the princess. That person had boundless courage. He released the princess from her prison. He called to her, telling her to stop crying. He called to her, telling her to come outside.
君のおかげで思い出したよ。確かこんな話だった。
お姫様。それでその子は幸せになったの？
なったとも。みんなが幸せに暮らしてめでたした。
そうなの。
Guy saw her expression darken. It seemed that the girl hadn't liked the story. Perhaps it was too short and simplistic. Should he have added a few more details to it? Guy shrugged his shoulders, giving up.
お気に召さないかな。すまないね。次はもっと面白い話を思い出すよ。
違うの。素敵なお話。でも、ギーの言葉が変なのだと思う。それでちょっと気になって。
変かな。
だっていつも嘘をついてるんだもん。
Lying?
嘘はついていない。
An intelligent girl. She always shows it whenever I treat her like a child. They didn't really live happily ever after. The princess turned into bubbles and vanished. With her wish, without any grudges or regrets. She turned into bubbles on the water's surface and disappeared. Lies. Everything in this city was like that. Everything was filled with lies, just like Guy. The city was overflowing with clients. This city, its name was Inganock. The city of Inganock, the fantastic city that none speak of. It was once one of the great engine cities of the eastern continent. It had been beautifully equipped to be the world's first multi-tiered complete environment city. Now, it was different. A fantastic dreg, isolated and independent. Yes, that's right. Surely no one on the outside spoke of this city. Everything changed with the revival 10 years ago, after being cut off from the outside world by a mysterious mist. Inganock changed and warped. Some said that the city died that day. It certainly had died. Everything changed. The medicine Guy had studied for the sake of humanity lost all meaning, because everybody's bodies had mutated. Those who changed into fantastic mutants like birds or boars, those who changed into soundless lumps of rock, and those who changed into dying plants. Each and every one of them changed. By now there was no pure and simple human in the city's lower tiers, including Guy himself. The ideal arcology city. The metropolis that should have been a complete environment constructed on an enormous scale. Even now, traces of that plan were clear in this outward appearance. Beasts and spirits called monsters, strange diseases beyond human knowledge, mutations and arboritis. And the 41 creatures. Numerous mutations, unbelievable lies. That was the true nature of this place. The city was practically made out of lies. Was there a single genuine truth in it?
そんなものがなくても生きていくことはできる。溺れかけた魚が水面で息をする。
Alright, folks. I do believe this is where we'll end things for today. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And, I'll see you all next time. And we'll pick up and continue on with Chapter 5. So, bye-bye.